Hello, hello, hello. Thank you for coming through. Look, guys, this is going to be a really short live. Hey, Rainisha, good. Thank you for coming through. Uh, we might be the only ones in here tonight. Everybody's going live at the same time, and they talking about a little bit more exciting things, honey. So I'm just going to be talking a little bit about Candace Owens and how basically having a voice is powerful. And sometimes when your voice is powerful and you're bold, and you say some unpopular opinions, or you state facts about some things, people will pick on you. Basically, you stand out to be picked on. And so whenever you have a voice, whenever you speak on how you feel or how you see things, look at all these people that have lost their lives because they spoke for what they thought was right. We can go down. Thank you so much, Renisha. We can go down the list: Martin Luther King, Malcolm X. We can say, I'm gonna say even Jesus. It is so many more that have fought for their freedom and other people's freedom just in return to basically be taken off the earth because they had a voice. And most of us don't realize how powerful our voice is. We think that, oh, nobody's going to pay attention to me, nobody's going to listen to me. Who am I? Who are you? That's the question you should ask. What do you have to offer the world, right? And I started this channel, I didn't really realize how much my voice was powerful because, I got criticized for doing certain things. I get criticized just for doing interviews. Imagine that. So we don't really realize the things that we have on the inside of us, the things that God has ordained and already given us to actually do or to say. And when we have that voice, we have no idea how powerful it is if we use it in the wrong way. You have people that have powerful voices that use it in the wrong way. Hitler, for once, right? We can go down the list on that. Just and even some preachers in the pulpit, they have led people astray. It's all types of ways people have misused the gifts and the talents that God has given them. And one of the things that we overlook, especially if we have any type of following, we overlook at our influence. Our influence is really powerful. If you have any type of platform, whether you are, and it doesn't have to be social media. It could be on your job. You could be a leader on your job. You're influencing other people, older people, middle-aged people, younger people at your job. If you have a leadership role, or if you have a leadership role anywhere, wherever you are stationed in your life, whether it is your career, whether it's school, whether it is church, whether it's social media, whether it's in your group of friends, you have a voice. You have some people that you influence, whether you know it or not. So whether it's knowingly or unknowingly, you influence either in a negative or a positive way. And I got to be honest with you, I have sometimes led people astray because I wasn't in the right state of mind. I didn't have the right state of heart, and I led people astray. And I didn't use my influence in a positive way. I didn't use my influence to draw people to the light. Instead, they were repelled because of what I did or what I said. So we have to watch what we say and how we influence people, whether it's good or bad. You are responsible for how you influence and how your voice is used. And, not too many people like Candace Owens. They call her all types of names. They call her coon. They call her mammy. They call her all types of things. But one thing I can say about Candace Owens that rings it really rings really loud to me is consistency. She's always been consistent in who she is, how she believes. She does not back down. And that is what I like. I might not agree with everything this young lady says, but I do agree with a lot of what she says because I like the fact that she is bold. I like the fact that she doesn't care. She states the facts, she states how she sees it, and she doesn't care if other people like it or not. That's what I like about her. Hello, Selena. It's been a blessing. Hi, Jimmy. It's good to see you. Good to see you. There was times that made me want to return for being tactrum on suppress my feelings. Yeah. I really appreciate you, Jimmy, for coming in. Yeah. And a lot of people don't speak because they're afraid. They're afraid of what other people will say. They're afraid of the backlash that they'll get from other people. They're afraid of the criticism. And just let's just be honest. None of us like criticism. I can deal with constructive criticism. What I can't deal is with the negativity and the harassing and the bashing. That's what I can't deal with. And a lot of people, when they come on social media and they know other people get this type of flack, that's why they don't come on social media, because they don't want all of that negative attention. And really, a lot of the times, it's fear. But you have people like Candace Owens that doesn't care. She's bold. She is, to some people, she's probably boldly wrong, but she's bold and she's consistent about her belief system. She's consistent about what she sees is right. And this is why I like her. I don't go into, how, people see her as a coon or how she's against the Black community. I think to an extent, she just holds Black people responsible and tell them to hold themselves accountable for their own actions. Hey, James, how are you? Good to see you. And so sometimes when people hold other people, make them accountable, people have a problem with that. People do, and like I told you about criticism, we all don't like criticism, but sometimes criticism is needed, because if I didn't have the people that cared and love about me tell me certain things about myself that need to change, then I would still be looking a fool out here. But since I have people that actually love and care about me, there are some things that I have moved away from and some behaviors I moved away from because I listened to the constructive criticism. There's a difference between constructive criticism and just being plain old nasty. And I believe, like I said, that Candace Owens, she speaks her convictions. That's what I like about her. I'm not going to go into everything about her personality or all the things, because a lot of Black people do not like her because they feel that she basically, puts other Black people down. But there's a difference between holding people accountable, letting people know, hey, you are responsible for your life. Yes, as Black people, we have had different limitations because of our skin color. But at the same time, that shouldn't leave you stagnated in saying, woe is me. It should give you motivation to say, you know what? Yes, I am Black. Yes, I have had limitations in my life, but I'm going to strive to do better. I'm going to strive to get out of my comfort zone. I'm going to still go out there and see. I don't care how many no's I get from the loan, from the bank. I'm going to go out there and see if I can get a loan so I can start my own business. I don't care how many no's. Thank you, Baldhead Wayne. Thank you, Faith Keeper, for coming in. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. And see, this is how, like I said, this is how we should think about these type of things. Don't always look at things negatively because you're hearing what other people say. Get to know people for yourself. Listen to what they say and not what other people are feeding to you. You have to have your own mind when you're looking at people in the social media. And a lot of people don't like Candace Owens because other people don't like them, or because of how they view her and they go by their commentary. But I'm like, look at it yourself. Decide for yourself. Don't let me or anybody else make sway you any kind of way. And like I said, what I respect about this young lady, okay, Faith Keeper, and what I respect about her, and you might feel the same way. I respect that she is consistent and she is bold about her beliefs, and that's why I like her. So I'm going to, like I said, I don't agree with everything she does, and I don't want anybody coming under my comments saying, "Well, she does this and she does that," and I can, and how could you agree with that? Again, I'm gonna say this for the people in the back because some people act as if they are slow. I don't agree with everything anybody says. Number one, not even my pastor. Let's get that clear. So if I don't agree with everything my pastor say just because he's a pastor in the pulpit, do you think I'm gonna believe everything somebody else say that I don't know, that I haven't been around? Absolutely not. We all have our different ways of thinking, but there's certain things about people that I can respect. Okay. A lot of people didn't like her because she, supported Trump. Especially the right wing. The people that are Democrats or liberals. They don't like that. But you know what? When it all boils down to it, all of these people on the same playing field. All of them want to better their families and they could care less about yours. Now, let's just be honest. And I don't, I try not to say go with the lesser evil because that don't make sense either. But really, to be honest with you, a lot of times these people that are in the political field, really, they are saying what they want to say to get the votes. Now, some things they do, that help whatever cause you're looking to, that you are for or against, and they help it either, to get passed through, or not, or they introduce introduce it. But, the bottom line is all of these people are really on the same playing field. They are all about protecting their family and protecting their legacy. And really, we are just the sheep. I'm just going to be honest with you on that. Now, I know y'all probably think differently, but and I still believe in voting, even though some people say they've already elected people anyway, before it's already been planned, predestined who's going to win. But I always practice my right to vote because I remember when my grandparents would tell me when they couldn't vote, and how when in 1965 when they were able to vote. Hey, Captain Wolf, good to see you. When they were able to vote, at 1965, and Black people started, and they took pride in going to vote. And I think about that history, and that's the reason why I vote, because of that history. But hey, Ann, yes, sheeple. Yeah, they just see us as sheep, especially the elites. But anyway, I digress. You know me, I'll go on into some conspiracy theories. So yes, I don't need to go there. But I'm going to share this with you. I'm gonna try to not to, and this is fair use. So I'm gonna share. Some people don't like Officer Tatum, but I'm gonna share this one first with you because when I saw this, I was wondering what is the big hoopla about? Why is it that these people got an issue with this? And this is, like I said, this is fair use. This is for educational purposes. So I want to give you guys an idea of maybe it says Candace Owens slams a anti-Semitic for Christ is King tweet. Daily Wire beclowns itself. And this is The Hill. So let me share. I'm going to share this with you. I'm just going to share the audio because I do not want anything to happen. So
She knows this, and she is conflating the two for a reason. She will now come after me. Long to sever ties with posting, quote, Candace Owens didn't lose her job because she opposes Israel. She lost her job because she has said and is continuing to say vile things about Jews ourselves. She knows this, and she is conflating the two for a reason. She will now come after me, of course, et cetera, et cetera.
Okay. Firing from so can y'all hear this? Put a 1 in the chat if y'all can hear this. Because I want to make sure you guys hear this. I'm playing The Hill. Hey AZ, what's good? Okay, good. I want to make sure y'all hear it.
Supposedly pro-free speech outlet did leave some wondering if it was an act of censorship or at the very least cancel culture. Journalist Glenn Greenwald pounced on Weiss and Company, posting, quote, same was true when the New York Times fired editors for publishing the Tom Cotton op-ed. Yet most of the right, along with Bari Weiss, treated that as a grave act of censorship. Viewpoint-based firings are exactly the sort of thing the right has long condemned as cancel culture. Greenwald also posted excerpts from a piece that Weiss wrote in 2021 in which she warned of deplatforming as a consequence of speaking out. Quote, ideas are replaced with identity, forgiveness is replaced with punishment, debate is replaced with deplatforming, diversity is replaced with homogeneity of thought, inclusion with exclusion. So obviously our Friday team handled the initial news of the Candace Owens ouster. We're reacting now for the first time. Lots to discuss. And look, I think as someone who has been a frequent inveyor against cancel culture, it is hard to get around the position of people like Ben Shapiro and frankly everyone else part of the Daily Wire making anti-cancel culture one of the most vital aspects of their identity. The problem is when you do that, when you start going, not just obviously the government can't silence people, that violates the First Amendment. They shouldn't make social media companies silence people. When you go all the way to what everyone is entitled to a platform on your network, you get into these weird situations where then you can't.
Okay, now this is let me speak to those that came in. Hey CBK, how are you? AZ said I didn't like Candace at first, but I love her now. Hey Bernard, hey DeBeef. Candace was fired because of a contract dispute. She wanted more money. That's all. Okay, let's see. What's up, realists? Now, I did put the link in the chat. If somebody wanted to discuss this with me that has been following this story, you are more than welcome to join the panel. I'm going to put the link in the chat again. And yeah, be free to come up here and give your feedback on this. I would be more than happy to have you up here.
Fire anyone, or if somebody else fires someone, you're complaining about it, but when you do it, it's okay. Well, it's justified, they're saying, because she's an anti-Semite, and it's said, that's their.
That's what they said.
You get into this weird position where you do end up looking hypocritical.
Right.
I think
it's the problem that. Look, I have been a critique of the weaponization of identity politics since that was the beginning of my foray into journalism. Mm-hmm. But that's a very different thing from making the argument that identity doesn't matter. And what I think some critics of some of the more right-leaning people who have made identity politics their bête noire over the last 5, 6, 7, 10 years or so, is that what it sometimes reads as is not that they think identity politics are bad, but they think that your identity doesn't matter and their identity does. Mm-hmm. So it's all about being victimized if you're a white Christian male, or in this case, if you are Jewish. And obviously anti-Semitism is real and exists, but the question is whether or not they are identifying that Candace Owens has said things that are anti-Semitic, which I see people making the accusation, and I'd be interested to see the evidence of that, or if the critique is because she has a different view about Zionism and what is going on in Gaza than other people at the Daily Wire.
Right. So there are some criticisms of her that I think are valid, even along anti-Semitism lines. Mediaite reports that she liked a tweet saying that Jews were drunk on Christian blood. That is anti-Semitism.
Do we have? I'm just curious. I've seen that, but I haven't.
I'm going to be very careful with this anti-Semitic. I really. How can I say this without getting in trouble? Because this seems to be, I never want to offend anyone purposely. I think everybody does, everybody's culture deserves respect. But what I don't understand, there's a lot of council culture when it comes to people speaking their minds on a particular group. Okay. I don't know if you remember, was it 2 years ago? Now we all know, um, what's his name? What's his name? Kanye. Kanye is very different. Okay. And I don't know if it's good or bad, but he was saying some things that they can consider, social media. A lot of people in social media, and especially people that were sponsoring him with his clothing line, with his shoe line, and things of that nature. Whatever who sponsored him, they took away their business. They took away their sponsorship because he said some. They said anti-Semitic remarks. And I can't remember the exact thing that he said, but it was strange. Okay. Hey, Dimple D. Whatever it was, I got to go back and find that quote. And I thought I talked about it, but it was a couple of years ago. And boy, it was kind of like, oh, he's anti-Semitic, and most of the people that had these big corporations that, was at one time supporting Kanye, they pulled their business, all their support, any ties from him when he said whatever he said, that the comment. And I don't even think what Candace Owens, she said it was something that she put a scripture up. I think it was a scripture that she put up. And the guy, Ben Shapiro, from my understanding, he got offended by it, whatever the scripture was. And it's like you almost have to be careful with everything you say. You have to walk on eggshells because people will take anything you say and say it's hate speech, or it's anti-Semitic, or it's this, and it's like some people take things and take it out of content. You know what I'm saying? So people almost, it's scary sometimes to speak on things, and you do sometimes have to feel like you're walking on eggshells because people will counsel you. But at the same time, if you know who you are and you know your position, you have the boldness and the confidence, some things you're going to say anyway, because that's just what you believe in. Regardless if it counsels you, regardless if it has people criticizing you, regardless if it has people saying all kinds of nasty things about you, when it's really something you believe in and you're really passionate about it, don't shy away from that. And I have to always say that to myself, because sometimes I feel like I'm walking on a tightrope, because when you're in social media and you're in front of people and you're talking, you don't ever want to be counseled. But at the same time, you can't sell your soul for clicks and views either. You can't sell your souls for cash apps and super chats, because you're trying not to hurt people's feelings all the time. Some things you have to meet the rubber. What was that saying my brother-in-law used to always say? Where the rubber meets the road. And basically, that's just somebody basically just telling the truth, no matter how it may, make you look, no matter how it may have you to come across. You just have to call a spade, and that's just what that is. So sometimes you will get canceled for that, and that's just point blank. I'm going to play a little bit more of this.
Been able to see the tweet.
I have it per Mediaite from Deadline. Right. Yeah, that's fine. We should trace that down specifically. But some other things, what's going on right now, and they're accusing her of anti-Semitism over, I am much more skeptical of this whole Christ is King phrase. So she tweeted, we're coming up on Easter.
She did the tweet, Christ is King. Now, everybody is not Christian, right? Everybody's not a believer of Christ. So we got that. But this is a tweet that she is tweeting. Christ is King. So why would other people be offended by something that she's tweeting on her thread? And and since she's a believer, she believes in Resurrection Day, what people call Easter. So this is what she's saying. So why should she even be going through this because of a tweet? This only makes sense.
Christ is King, something like that. And now a lot of people affiliated with the Daily Wire, Jeremy Boring, Andrew Klavan, who, Andrew Klavan is a very smart religious scholar, was formerly Jewish, converted to Christianity, saying that he calls that an anti-Semitic dog whistle. I'm seeing a lot of people.
Anti-Semitic dog whistle for saying Christ is King. Do you guys, so Bernard, I don't know where you saw that, but this is how this originated, because she said a tweet, and most of her colleagues, are, Jewish, right? So with the comment that she made, they didn't like it. They were offended.
Well, that's from someone who was formerly Jewish and converted to Christianity.
Right.
Isn't that the whole break about?
So that's weird. You were Jewish and then you converted to Christianity, and you're saying this is a dog whistle for being anti-Semitic. I'm sorry, but that makes no sense whatsoever. This is her belief. Christ is King. That's her belief, just as if their belief was, what do they believe in? Some of them believe in Kabbalism, and they believe in, other things like, I can't, the Sabbath, or what is a Hanukkah? They believe in Hanukkah. So if somebody says something about Hanukkah, I wouldn't get offended. That's their belief. That's their culture, So I guess, am I missing something here? Because I just need someone to let me know. Maybe I'm not understanding what's actually happening. I'll put the link in the chat again if somebody would like to come up.
Deciding that Christ is the Son of God, and that therefore you believe in Christianity. That he died for your sins. Isn't that the whole point of Christianity?
I was raised Catholic, which is a slightly different thing. I have never come to understand that. And then again, I'm not the go-to source of religious authority, so we're all clear. I have never heard that phrase described as anti-Semitic. This seems kind of invented on the spot to me, I'm just going to say.
No, so keep in mind that this has all come on the heels of Candace Owens doing a couple of high-profile interviews with people who are very strongly supportive of Israel. So she's been in this back and forth with Rabbi Shmuley. We've talked about him on the show in the context of being an advisor to RFK Jr. It's gotten pretty ugly. Rabbi Shmuley has accused Candace Owens of a lot of things. She said, come on my show, we'll debate it. My subjective opinion is that he didn't fare very well in that context. Candace Owens can be very poised and very rarely gets out over her skis in those kind of debate contexts and tends to perform very well. It got ugly in part because Rabbi Shmuley's daughter sells adult toys and is involved in that business, which I have no issue with at all. But Candace Owens tends to be more culturally conservative. And so there was this weird juxtaposition of Rabbi Shmuley kind of trying to claim a moral high ground at the same time that Candace Owens was trying to claim a moral high ground because of his promotion of his daughter's business. And it became a whole thing. And then there was this.
So you have people having their own opinions fighting about other people's opinions. Basically, people fight all the time about other people's opinions because their opinion is not the same as their opinion. I don't know if I'm making sense here, but to me, none of this makes any sense. This is a young lady that has decided to say what she believed in and put it up there for the world to see. To me, she did nothing wrong. Nothing for anyone to say that she's being anti-Semitic. And that is just my honest opinion. She didn't say anything bad about the Jews. She didn't say anything to me that would be vulgar. She is stating her belief. And her belief is Christ is king. So since that's her belief and that's her opinion, why is she being counseled for that? Everybody that knows, including the people that hired her on the Daily Wire, know that Candace Owens is very opinionated, but she also debates very well. And she studies, she digs and finds facts about what she's talking about. And I'm going to let you hear a little bit of when she was on the Breakfast Club with Charlemagne. And she kind of schooled him a little bit, gave him a little history. So this lady is very highly intelligent. So I would say, listen to people for yourself. Don't go by the popular opinion. And also, she is married to a Caucasian man. So some people have she's choosing white people over black. It's black men choose white women all day long. And I don't even have a problem with it. You know why? Because that's what they like. But I'm not going to say, oh, they're against all black women or they're against their black people because they chose somebody that doesn't look like me. When we all really look down in our history, some of us got some, and maybe a drop. Some of us got more than a drop. So we all are mixed up. We all have different things in our background, different cultures. So Jewish people are very offended when it comes to Christ, when it comes to calling Jesus Christ or calling Jesus the Messiah. They get very offended because most Jewish people do not believe that their Savior or their Messiah has arrived, that he didn't come again. So they are still waiting for their Messiah. So they get very offended when it comes to that. Hey, Study Grinding, how are you? Wayne says, Jewish people are very sensitive when it comes to Christianity. Anything putting Christ forward is offensive to them. Correct. Just like I said, they get very offended by that. Hi, Steady Grinding. Hey, Outlaw. Good to see you. Dimple D says, because for some reason, the world is trying to take our constitutional right from us, from speaking our opinions. That's the same thing these uncanny people do on this app. They come at you for stating your right. Candace Owens, they know Candace Owens is going to debate them, but she's going to bring facts. She's going to bring her stance on it. And they know this. This is what they liked about Candace Owens. This is what they thrived on, because they know that Candace Owens is going to bring a lot of views because she gets under people's skin, and that makes good content. That makes good social media presence when you can actually state your facts. You can be passionate about it and get under people's skin. That's what they wanted. That's what they liked about her. But now, because she's stating the fact that she tweeted Christ is king. Whoa, wait a minute. You been anti-Semitic. Why would you say that? That's a dog whistling for anti-Semitic. That makes no sense. Absolutely none. And nobody can tell me anything different. we, like Dimple D says, have the constitutional right to basically speak our mind and our opinion, as long as it's not a hate, being hate speech coming against, someone hatefully, like saying vulgar things or hateful things to somebody's religion, somebody's sexuality, things of that nature. We should have a right to speak how we feel. Why would we have a constitutional right if we couldn't do it? And I feel like she did nothing wrong. It may not have been what they would like to hear because they don't believe what she believes in. But just like she has an opinion, they have an opinion, but that shouldn't make anybody counsel you because of your opinion. Candace Owens been opinionated since she's been here, since she's been on a platform. Another person they like to kind of pull her hand in hand with, and I think he's hilarious, even though some of his teachings are dead wrong to me, is Jesse Lee Peterson. When I first heard Jesse Lee Peterson, I thought he was a nutcase. And to an extent, but I'm starting to think that Jesse Lee Peterson, he seems like he trolls people a lot. And he's another one. He likes to get under people's skin and really make people upset. But actually, if you think about it, it should make people think, why would he ask me something like that? Boy, he had this one, I'm gonna get off the subject just a tad bit. He had this one guy, he was a pastor, but he was a homosexual pastor. And he was stating on, how he felt like, God made him, I guess, gay, but he could still be a pastor. And Jesse Lee Peterson kept asking him questions. And he said, you know what? I'm not going to deal with this anymore. I'm leaving. And he said, wait a minute. I thought we were having fun. I said, Jesse Lee Peterson be playing with these people's head, and they don't even realize it. Yes, his teaching, some of it is out of this world, but he is one of the biggest trolls, and people don't even realize it. He's funny too. But most people, he make people so mad, they don't think it's funny. They're like, I can't stand this guy. I hate this guy. But he really gives people a show. But with Candace Owens, like I said, she don't mind getting up under people's skin, especially if it's something that she down hard, like she really rocks with it. She really believes in it. She really has conviction and passion about it. She don't care. And she'll let you know, well, hey, it is what it is, And so I think we all should be like that to a certain extent. Not to say other people can't have their opinions. Yes, other people can have their opinions too, but don't back down on what you believe or what you think either. Like I said, when I first came on here, it's like you have to walk on eggshells because you don't want to say the wrong thing because it could offend someone. It could make somebody mad. But at the same time, I have to always say some things just need to be said. And you have to tell people where the rubber meets the road. It is what it is. Let's call a spade a spade. What was done or what you did, or I didn't like this, or you did this. You just have to call people you just have to say what it is. You can't always be, hey, Miss Coco, you can't always be political correct. Most of the time, I'm going to be political incorrect. And y'all know me, I don't ever purposely come out to hurt people's feelings unless they really come for me. But I'm not going to really purposely just try to hurt anybody's feelings that come in my chat. But when I feel like something is just not right, I'm going to have to speak on it because guess what? I'm going to hold myself accountable. And I'm not going to be able to look at myself in the mirror if I lie to not only you, but lie to myself. I'm the number one that's most important when it comes to lying to myself. That is the worst thing you could ever do, is lie to yourself and make yourself believe in a lie and then have other people believe in a lie. So when I see people like Candace Owens, and she's not the only one that has a platform that speaks on how she believes her convictions and she don't care, I adore and I admire people like that, because they know how powerful they really are. And that's why so many people like to shut people like that up, because they are a whistleblower. They're going to let you know, that ain't right. No, this is what I see. This is what I believe. And we all have that right. It's a constitutional right that was given to us. Hey, No Drama, how are you? Good to see you. Hey, it's just ETV, and I hope I'm making sense here, y'all. Hey, Joe, good to see you. I hope I'm making sense, y'all, because you know me, I get lost in the sauce talking, and I'm going to finish playing this. I don't really think she did anything wrong either. I mean, I don't really agree with everything she says, but in this case, I think it was just her own opinion. Correct. Like I said, cancel culture. You are entitled to your opinion. Yeah, just exactly. Just like everyone else. Okay, I'm gonna play a little bit more.
Another similar interview with another Zionist that I think might also have rankled some feathers over at the Daily Wire. And so just the timing of it and the public nature of the kinds of conversations that Candace Owens has been having lately. She also did a long form interview with Norm Finkelstein a couple of months ago that got enormous ratings. And so I do think it was a matter of time. How long was it going to be before the tensions between Candace Owens' programming and Ben Shapiro's politics on this particular issue were going to come to some kind of head?
So I found the tweet. So this was during the fight with Rabbi Shmuley back on March 13th. He's feuding with Candace, and some random person or some person I don't know responded to Shmuley and said, you're criticizing for what he's saying or taking issue with it, like fact checking it, and then saying, are you drunk on Christian blood again? And she liked that tweet. So there you have it. Look, it's Candace Owens. We had a very interesting, the arc of her career. She is mostly known now, obviously, for being this conservative commentator, someone who's very critical of the Black Lives Matter movement, all lives matter type stuff, has said everything she said about that. When she initially burst onto the scene,
we're not going to even go there, because the Black Lives Matter has has been exposed in a lot of different areas, and we know for some of us, I think her name is Patricia Cullors. I may not have the last name right, but some of that money was mishandled. And let's just say that people were buying houses and expensive things with that money that should have been given to some of the families that had tragedies, that lost people because of maybe some, racist behavior. So some of that money could have went to those families that had those type of tragedies that were based, their lives is the foundation for Black Lives Matter, actually. So that's where that money should have been given to. Unfortunately, the money was mishandled, right? Okay. And also, if we want to go a little deeper into that, and I've done just a little research. I need to do some more. Some of this was actually, it was formed by George Soros. He is one of the elites kind of people, elites that's, has a lot of, I think he's a billionaire. I think he's passed. I think he passed last year. But anyway, it was Antific. What was that other group, guys, that was going around. They blamed it on some of the people in Black Lives Matter, but actually there was some people in Black Lives Matter that was there for the right reasons, right? But there's also with some Black people, there was not just Black people, but other people that were there that was causing chaos. I think it was Antifa. Is that right? If I'm pronouncing it correctly, Antifa. And the Antifa was basically starting chaos. And they said start chaos to create balance. And basically they were going around doing the different riots, destroying property and things of that nature. And they were blaming it on some of the people that were, hey, Ernest, Antifa. They were blaming it on the people that were actually there, that was rallying, that was actually there to help, that wanted the movement to be powerful for people in general, but especially for Black people. And it kind of made the whole Black Lives Matter look, put a disdain on the image of Black Lives Matter. And I don't know if I'm making sense, but a lot of times these groups are formed by elites that really are doing it not for the betterment of mankind, but it's actually it's like something, you know how something is meant to look and seem like a good thing, but behind it is something more sinister. And I don't know if you guys understand it, but what I'm trying to say without going all the way into it, but some things the elites will put out here as if this is a good thing, like Black Lives Matter, and they'll get some of the people, hey, I'm gonna put you here, put you there. They'll have people in different positions that look good. They fit, they're the mascot of it, but they really don't have a heart for the people. They're in it for the money. They are in it for the money. That's basically what it is. And I don't know if I'm explaining it all without going into details, but I'm trying to say it the best way I can for you to understand. Some of these groups, they have the mascot that looks like us, but they're not us. And you might catch it later. Okay. So that's all I'm going to say on that. But it's all greed and it's all about making money. The money was mishandled because they had mascots in there. They didn't have actually people that really saw the need, really had the passion to see other Black people get justice for whatever injustice that, their family member had to endure. Whether it was due to a person's bad behavior. Like I said, I wasn't there. Some things, bad behavior will lead you down certain paths where you will, get in some situations where you won't make it out of. But sometimes it can be something like a racial thing behind it sometimes. And sometimes it could be bad timing and bad behavior. And it collides together. So we don't know because we weren't there. There's so many different stories about all these different stories that the lives that Black Lives was founded on. So I'm not going to get into all of that. Like Breonna Taylor, I don't, there's so many different stories, but unfortunately it happened, right? And their lives were taken. So instead of these people really taking the money and helping the family, they took the money and bought everything that they wanted to buy. Like I said, it's a difference. It's a difference to being a leader, to want to make change, to want to see change, and being a mascot and only wanting to fill your pockets. That's all I'm going to say on that. Let me keep going.
2015, she was actually she was certainly not right coded. I wouldn't say she was necessarily left coded. She was almost lib coded in some ways. She her first foray into national attention was launching something called Social Autopsy, which was what she described as an anti-bullying organization because she had received death threats or racist death threats from a friend or something. It's a convoluted story. She got a little bit of national attention, and then she spun that into like an anti-bullying thing. But her plan, and this didn't really go anywhere. But the idea of Social Autopsy was going to be to make not anonymous anymore the internet, because she thought anonymous trolls were the problem and were harassing people and bullying people. And if the internet was less anonymous, you could hold those people accountable. That got her into trouble with both pro Gamergate and anti Gamergate people. If you remember the whole.
Yeah. So she's had, hey TP, hey Kevin. So and I agree with her on that. If people were held more accountable, they would watch what the heck that they say. Now, I do, again, believe we should have our opinions. That's our constitutional rights. But some people are just plain nasty and mean. They just are. I don't know if I told y'all about and I'm going to move on from that. The live that I did with Mr. Dominique Marrow, I got so many weird comments. I got some good comments and some constructive criticism. Like I said, I can take that, but I got so many weird comments from people, and they're under troll accounts. And if people were held more accountable, they would watch what they say and how they do things. And some things do need to be canceled because some of these trolls, these anonymous trolls that come up under these accounts, and they think they can say any and everything to you, those are the ones that need to be canceled. So, but anyway, I'm going to share a little bit. I'm going to share this other thing here. Yeah, because I kept hearing and I think it was the same person, a different troll kept saying, you kept cutting that man off. Geez. Dang, stop cutting that man off. That's what they would say in the comments. And then I got some comments. Oh, she acting like she's surprised. Didn't she hear his testimony before? All this kind of weird stuff. And then one guy, his name was Thoughtologist. I'm like, these people are weird. And I knew he was a troll. All of these people are. But he came up in the account and he said something about I saw when he said something about Gossman. You see when her face, I said, see, that must be somebody that be watching me that changed their name. But I said, these people are weird. They're very strange, and they do need to be held accountable. These anonymous trolls. Yeah, okay, that's the trouble with YouTube. The telephone tough guys are running right. Some nutcases. Okay. This is Meteor Tutor. I said mediocre. Some days I can talk and some days I cannot. Let me see. I'm gonna share this one with you. This is the real reason, and this is Officer Tatum. Now, Officer Tatum, a lot of people don't like him again. He's a Republican, and he doesn't, deny the fact that he supports Trump, but him and Candace Owens are pretty good acquaintance. He's talking a little bit about it. I'm gonna share a little bit of his. Like I said, I don't want nobody. This is fair use for educational purposes.
It didn't have the context, but I want you to listen to what Andrew Klavan said. I think his name's Andrew Klavan. I want you to listen to what he said and tell me if it makes any sense whatsoever. I get it. If people disagree with the way Candace, her stance on Israel and stuff like that, I get it. But to say that she's anti-Semitic is insane to me. To me, that's just my opinion. I think it's insane. You could come out and say, I disagree the way she characterized this. I don't think she's right about this. I think she's misled about this. Let's do a debate. Let's debate the truth. People like Ben Shapiro and others who are so turned off by what she said, how about they just have a conversation? Because then it will be fruitful for everybody.
People don't want to have a conversation. People want to counsel you. People want to dog you out. People want to, that's what they want to do. They don't care about having a conversation with you. More than likely, they probably didn't like her, and from the beginning, they knew she was good for views, but they probably didn't like a lot of her stances from the beginning. But anyway, people don't want to have a conversation. They want to counsel you because you think differently than they do.
Not saying that this hasn't been an attempt that's been rejected. I don't know. But it'll be fruitful for everybody because there's a lot of people that I see in the comment section that agree with Candace. Then there's people that agree with Daily Wire. Why wouldn't they have a fruitful debate, not bringing a rabbi on and all that stuff because this is biased? People that work in the same company have a conversation about it and let the truth fall where it may. But when people like Klavan come out and say this, it is confusing. Is he making an official statement for Daily Wire? Is this guy like, this is what they think about Candace Owens? This is insane. This video is brought to you by Morgan & Morgan. And
I'm gonna show you the part where, and this is Officer Tatum. I'm gonna show you where stop right here.
So where you stand on the issue of who you think is right or wrong, does this make any sense whatsoever? Go to clip.
Jeremy has to sign that check. He's doing something that he cannot abide. He cannot abide it. It's not because Ben is his friend. I know Ben is a friend, and he loves Ben, and we all love Ben, and I understand that, but that's not why he can't abide it. People say things, including me, people say things on this outlet all the time that Ben doesn't like and that Ben disagrees with. But Jeremy signs their checks and doesn't stop them. This is too far, not because of Ben, but because of what it really means. It's really this hatred of Jews, this level of hatred of Jews is a hatred of God, a hatred of Christ. It's a hatred of Jesus Christ. I know they say, oh no, it's because the Jews, Nick Fuentes, he says the Jews' religion is based on rejecting Christ. That's crap. The Jews were around for a long time before they were prepared to bring Christ into the world. That is.
So I'm gonna play the rest of the clip, but at this point, he said Candace Owens' stance is a hatred for Christ. This is what, hey, y'all tell me if I'm hearing something different. And no disrespect to my man here. What are you even saying? How is it disrespect? How is it Jesus Christ if Candace is, according to some of them, if she's off on her thoughts on Israel, she's taking the wrong stance? What does that have to do with hating Jesus Christ?
Yeah, like I said, and we all have our opinion. I know that Officer Tatum used to be a police officer. So of course he kind of sees things differently than maybe a civilian. But I like some of the stances that he has on certain things. Again, I don't agree with everybody 99. I don't agree with nobody 100% of the time, to be honest with you. But there is some things that I like his stance on.
That sounds like a crazy stretch to me.
Not what defines the Jewish religion. When I, who have given my life to Christ, who have bowed to Christ as I have bowed to nothing else on this planet, who bends the knee before Christ the King, and I come on this outlet, which I was at from the very beginning, which I helped to build, this outlet that I love. I admit it, I love this place. And I know that such things are being said under the aegis of the Daily Wire. It has to end. It has to stop. If Candace wants to say those things about the Jews, about Hitler, no matter how she dodges and weaves, she has to leave the Daily Wire. She has to leave for one reason above every other. There are lots of reasons, but the one reason she has to leave above every other is because Christ is king.
So basically, I'm confused because he said the same quote that she said. So let's see. Candace Owens, what did she say about Hitler? That's what I was trying to find. I don't know if you guys seen it. Candace Owens. Because like I said, again, everybody has their way of seeing things. You know, some things, you know, I always was taught if you ain't got nothing nice to say, just be quiet. But you know, sometimes we say things we shouldn't say, or we should say things that are not, like I said before, not political correct. I wish somebody would come up here and have a conversation with me. Y'all, y'all don't want to go. Y'all scared? Okay. Let me see. Because I really, now I didn't hear what she said about Hitler. Okay. It's her own Hitler remark. I'm gonna let y'all hear this, and I want to see if y'all can hear it. You gonna come up? Okay.
I don't know Miss Owens. I'm not going to characterize her. I'm going to let her own words do the talking. So I'm going to play for you the first 30 seconds of a statement she made about Adolf Hitler.
I agree. I actually don't have any problems at all with the word nationalism. I think that it gets, the definition gets poisoned by elitists that actually want globalism. Globalism is what I don't want. So when you think about, whenever we say nationalism, the first thing people think about, at least in America, is Hitler. You know, he was a National Socialist, but if Hitler just wanted to make Germany great and have things run well, okay, fine. Problem is that he had dreams outside of Germany. He wanted to globalize. He wanted everybody to be German, everybody to be speaking German.
So when people try to legitimize Adolf Hitler, does that feed into white nationalist ideology?
It does, Mr. Liu. I know that Ms. Owens distanced herself from those comments later, but we expressed great concern over the original comments.
So
Thank you, Mr.
that was the comment that she said about Hitler that they did not like. Okay, so that's another, they feel like anti-Semitic as well. What is up, Miss Coco?
Hey, honey bunny bun, how are you?
I'm good. I'm good. What is your stance on this?
Well, this is the thing, sis. Like, people got to understand, like, we are entitled to our opinions. And the problem with, I think a lot of people got with Candace Owens is, I don't agree with everything she says. Okay, let's put that out there.
Mm-hmm.
However, Candace is a very, very intelligent, intellectual woman. So no matter what the spectrum that you're on, you can't take that from that girl that she's educated. It is what it is.
Right.
Thing is, she says things that hit in the gut. She says things that's gonna tickle your fancy. She gonna say things that's gonna make you think, and she gonna say things that's gonna piss you off, especially as an African American.
Right.
The problem with us is us, and I say us, African Americans, is we have been coddled so much throughout lifetime, right? So we nobody just telling us straight to our face what it is, this, that, and the third. We expecting people to birth us and give us a Similac bottle and not tell us what it is. But I agree with her on a lot of stands. I seen something she said one day, right? And she was like, yes, is it true that some Black Americans, majority of them, can get targeted by police? Those are facts, right?
Facts, yes.
However, she also stated, when we are afforded opportunities, some of us don't take them. Some of us to stay in poverty. Oh my God, that got the Black people in an uproar. They wanted to burn the stakes. They want to put her head on it. Like, but you got to be honest about what she said. Think about what she said. Like I said, it's a difference when you hear things versus you're listening and comprehending. She didn't say all Black people. However, she did state that some Black people are comfortable in their surroundings. Where is the lie? Think about it. How many people you know that come from where we come from and they do get an opportunity, but because they're afraid, because it's different, that they reach for the opportunity because they're used to the same old thing. So like I said, call a thing a thing. Don't get mad at this girl because she's making points that you don't want to hear. Now, if she was talking some other stuff, all of a sudden it'd be like, go Candace, go Candace. But when the points when she's making and she's telling you real stuff, now you big mad. The problem with a lot of us, and I say us, is we can't handle the truth. Don't get mad at that girl because everything she said, like I said, I don't agree with everything she said, but I do agree that we got to stop sitting around here. And this goes back to a lot of stuff that you've spoken about in the past. Everybody want to sit around that's doing it, sitting around blaming mama them, daddy them, the white folks them, the man, the bruh man, but they don't want to look at self. So
right.
It's on a bigger platform because she's well known over the world, and she says that same exact thing that you're probably OG auntie or OG auntie saying to you. Now you mad. What you mad for, son? Your grandma told you the same thing. Boy, you sit around here all day. You don't do nothing but smoke weed and play video games. You need to go out there and get your lazy ass a job. Now, how many of them didn't heard that? But when Candace Owens gets on a public platform and says it in a way that you don't like, now you want to cancel culture her. No, it ain't right. Like I said, what's right is right and what's wrong is wrong. And yes, everybody's entitled to their opinions. But just because their opinions differs from you, that doesn't make their opinion any less valid. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Lady is speaking some truth. You just got to get a lady her flowers where it's due, point blank, period. I'm not on the side of bullshit. I'm on the side of right. People feelings and want to feel away. Oh, I can't believe she said that. She's black and she has a white husband. Who gives a damn? I wouldn't give a damn if her husband was green.
Exactly.
And that's what she loved. That's what she loved. I dated outside my race. I don't have no special dander. I don't give a damn. Treat me right, motherfucker. I don't give a damn what you look like. Y'all mad because y'all still dealing with Bebe and Ray and them with 7 baby mamas and 6 of them he claimed, 1 of them he don't. He see him twice a month. Y'all mad because that's y'all choice. That's y'all personal choice. If she want to deal with white Billy because white Billy treat her right, then that's her personal preference. What y'all so mad for? They kill me with this white black thing. Oh my God, she's with a white man. Oh my God, he's with a white woman. Oh well, that's their personal preference. Won't you find you somebody to love, boo?
You're right.
A lot of lonely motherfuckers that ain't got nothing going on be mad about somebody else that's with somebody else and they happy. What you so mad for, boo? Go get your goldfish or something. Like, and then stop they bullshit.
Right. Exactly. It's crazy. That is so crazy, Coco. And this is and like they trying to, with the comment that she said about Adolf Hitler, like it's not like she was saying that, oh, I agree with what he did. She was just basically saying that he was trying to be a globalist. And, he was trying to take on the whole world to have the type of mindset against a group of people. And of course, she didn't agree with that. I guess she was just saying basically about, his leadership qualities, what he had, but she wasn't agreeing with, his behavior and what he did to a group of people. So I guess they trying to make it seem like she was being anti-Semitic for that. I don't know.
And that goes back to saying what we were talking about. You got to understand, some people are so closed-minded. They grew up literally in an old box, right? Ain't never been out in their own neighborhood. Let's talk facts. Let's call a thing a thing. I'm from the hood. Don't get it twisted. But I chose to educate myself. I've been to college. I chose to educate myself. So me hearing her make that statement, Noah, I did not think that she was making it saying she's anti-Semitic. No, if you listen clearly to what she stated, the same way you just broke it down, Selena, that's what she meant. She never said, oh yeah, if he ran for president, I'll definitely vote for him. She never said that.
Hey.
People using their own personal feelings. That's what I said. When you talking about logic, you got to take your own personal motherfucking feelings out the situation, out the equation, and use common sense and common logic. If you listen to what she said pertaining to that particular situation, she never said she condoned it. She never said it was right. However, she made a very valid point when she said that, yeah, he wanted to be global famous. He wanted to be globally known. Those are the facts. If people learn to read, see, that's the problem with a lot of us. And I do say us. We read the front of the book, the back of the book, and never open that motherfucker up. You're missing so many details in the inside. If they read and they listen, they educate themselves, they would know exactly what she said was facts. So your opinions are just our opinions. Facts proven. What
they can.
I've read it. So I knew this lady, when she stated that, did not just come out there and take it out the side of her ass. She knew exactly what she was talking about. The problem with a lot of people with Candace Owens, they don't like that sister, and I do say sister, get up there. She going to say what she want to say, how she want to say it. She's not going to sugarcoat it. And they mad about that because they expect her to be quiet and dainty and full of roses and petals. But when she gets up there, because she doesn't have to curse them out, but she could breed them to fulfill, they hate it.
Mm-hmm.
They hate it, but they want to get under her skin. They want to make her jump out of character. But the thing is, she still remains who she is. She would check you.
Exactly.
Got to get out of character. She's still what we call it, baby. Keep it cute.
Keep it cute.
Like I said, that's ignorance is bliss. That's why they say ignorance is bliss. Because in our society, we got to call it what it is. It is bliss. Do I believe everything Democrats say? Hell no. Do I believe everything Republicans say? Hell no. But do I believe some things both parties say? Yes. That's why I'm a fucking independent.
Exactly.
I am independent. I want my own independent thoughts. So there are things that I like about both sides, both parties, but you got to understand, just like now, we know we in the political area, y'all. Let's call it what it is. They got a whole lot of promises that they ain't gonna keep.
Right.
Houses and jobs. Your ass gonna be broke a month after the election because you ain't gonna get hired. No way. Let's keep it real. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
See these people for who they are. Fuck election time. See how these people are treating you throughout the year.
Right.
Let their track record speak for itself. Don't let these people gaslight you into no bullshit. Like I said, so no, I don't hate her as an individual. I think that she's very educated, and I think she brings a lot to the table. The issue is our people are not used to a black woman like her. That's what it is. They're used to the Keishas and the Nays and all that. They're used to them type of chicks. So when you see somebody stepping out of that element, just be honest with yourself. It makes you motherfucking uncomfortable. That's what it is.
But
this lady makes you uncomfortable.
But see, it's not just the black community, it's other communities too, you know, and one of the, like I said, and the representative that brought this to the House was a Republican Ted Lieu. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it correctly, but it's Lieu. He looks Asian descent. So he was the one that brought it to the House about her making this particular statement and calling it confronting white supremacy. That's what it was, you know.
But have you noticed something, Selena? Like if you pay attention just over the track record, especially the last few years with Candace Owens, she's already been a big public figure, but over the last few years in particular, she's gotten even bigger, right? Because of some of the things she said, controversy, these, that, and the third. But you notice, even about the person that you just named that brought her up, he brought her up. Like I said, people that don't agree with things that she says, the only thing that they can do is attack. Attack. Like I said, they can't just stick to the point, stick to the script, and say exactly what they disagree with. A lot of them come out with false narratives. Like T.I., let's talk about Tip. Okay, when Tip was saying some of the things he was saying up there, okay, I agree with some of them. But obviously, anybody that saw that when they was all on the platform together and stuff like that, he was not even letting her speak a word. Every time he was trying to talk, he was trying to shut her down, like she was ignorant. Tip knew. I don't give a damn what he talking about. Tip knew this wasn't the challenge that he really wanted because Candace is very educated. Okay, he's very poised. So the only way to interject, it wasn't with knowledge, it wasn't with logic. It was to try to shut her up. See, this is what people do. You got to understand that. And this in your real life. People will try to shut you up if they think you know too much. Those are the facts. That right there was not a liable argument. He wasn't letting her say shit. Every time she tried to make a point, she even stated it. You're not even letting me finish my sentence. You're not even letting me finish my thought. He knew damn well if he let her finish her thought or her sentence, it was going to be smoke in the city. Point blank, period. All this expeditiously. No, you didn't want that lady to tell you some truth. Let's call it. That's what I'm saying. Y'all can't just try to canceling the whole culture. No, some of them mad because that's the only truth you're going to hear. It's from the quote unquote people that you think that are unpopular because they have the unpopular opinion. They're mad because it says things that some black people are not going to say. There are a lot of black people that think just like her. They're just afraid.
Exactly.
That's the only
just afraid. Yeah. That's what I talked about earlier before you came in. The beginning, I said people don't like the criticism that comes behind speaking the truth or speaking how you see it. It comes with a heavy price. That's what people don't realize. When you have platforms or you have any type of influence and you're speaking to people, you are target number one because your voice is powerful, especially if you're speaking anything with truth or anything with a passion or conviction. you're going to be picked on. You're going to be picked out because you're not afraid, because you have boldness and you speak on your beliefs. So you are not going to always be received in a positive way. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, there's some things, like I say, I could say I don't agree with everything that she says, but I will say is she is always been consistent. She has always
You heard the key
studied.
word you said, Selena. Consistency. See, that's something that a lot of these people don't understand. It's the consistency.
Exactly.
For me, like I said, I don't have to agree with everything. I don't expect people to agree with everything that I state. But one thing about it, if I say it, I'm standing on it. I can repeat it. You understand what I'm saying? I'm not writing it down. It's coming fresh off the hip. So like I said, I might say things that is unpopular. I might check people and people think it's unpopular, but that's me. Like I said, I'm on the side of right always against whoever for whatever reason. And I don't care about if the masses don't like it, because you got to understand, when you stand for something and you speak out against things, especially that are important to you, you're going to make quote unquote indirect enemies. You're going to make people that feel like, oh, the nerve of her. I can't believe she said, who is she to have an opinion? I'm me, motherfucker. That's who I am. I don't let nobody put me in no box, Selena. Like I said, don't tell me, oh, don't you mess with Selena, because this, I don't give a damn what they feel about you personally. I don't care. That's my individual opinion of you. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't sway with the masses. I don't bandwagon with anyone. The problem with some of these people is, like I said, they hate when you're shining. They hate your shine. Oh my God, I can't believe this person's supporting her. I can't believe. Why are you so mad? Tell them why you mad, son. Like, you gotta understand, no matter what you do, someone's gonna be mad about it. You can't please everyone. So stay authentically you, stay consistent with who you are, and stay consistent with your content. That's all you can do. The hell with them. The hell with them. Like I said, because if you try to keep changing and switching who you are for everybody, guess what? You're going to be unhappy and you're going to be miserable as hell. I'm letting you know now. Right? Stay true to yourself. Stay true to yourself, and the right ones are going to support you. Period. Ones that are not going to support you wholeheartedly, guess what? You don't need them anyway. You ever heard of liabilities? We don't need no liabilities in 2024, honey. So what you losing, sweetie?
Nothing.
Exactly. Nothing at all.
Yep. Yeah. And this is I'm gonna share this with you. You can stay up here. It's Meteor Tutor. I'm sharing his just a little bit of his live. I'm going to play this is with Candace on the Breakfast Club.
Americans, I should say, are still living under this deception that Lyndon Baines Johnson was a good president, even though he wasn't a avowed racist. I mean, he hated Black people. I mean, one of the so many times, I mean, hard R referring to us as the N-word. I'll have those N.
Yeah, I've heard that too about what's his name? Lyndon B. Johnson.
Oh yeah, I heard that. I did hear that. Yes.
We're voting Democrat for the next 200 years. And this man is being held.
He said we're going to be voting Democrat for the next 200 years. I think he might have a point there. Thinking back, because I don't know. No, just recently, I would say in the last 5 years, I have heard other Black people that vote, because a lot of Black people will not vote for various reasons. But some, those that do, because there is a lot that also do vote, they sometimes more likely will vote Democrat. And they don't even look at the other candidates, because they're like, no, if it's a Republican, I ain't voting. They'll do a straight ticket.
And you know what? You're not telling no lie. You're not telling no lie, Celine. You know why? Because a lot of Blacks, for say, melanated people, people of any type of melanin, Asian, late Asian descent, they run the Democrat first. You know why? Because that's the safe party in their heads, right?
Right.
You gotta understand, there's BS on both sides. Literally, people have to understand a lot of this stuff, even before it gets to the presidency. It starts in your own neighborhood. It starts in your own city council. I know that because I'm actually out there in the streets for real. This is where the stuff actually starts at. And people don't understand. They think it just happens on president. Oh, let's vote for the president. No, what are you doing in your own communities? This is what you have to understand. These is when you have to let your voice count. Go to these city hall meetings when you have a chance. Let your voice be heard. Let these people know when things are wrong and they need to be fixed. See, people don't do that and they run to the polls. And like you said, a lot of times they know nothing about the candidates. They can go in there and see all the Democrats. Oh, I check Democrat everything. Don't know nothing about these people history, what they really bring to the table, just for the fact that they say, oh, I'm a Democrat. You don't know if they got your best interest at heart. And I actually seen some Republicans here that really did more for us as a community, and they're Republicans that I know personally.
Yeah, that's true.
People got to think outside the box.
I don't vote straight ticket. I'm just going to be honest with you. Yes, I be in Games and Reps. Yes, I do like her. Like I said, some things I don't agree with, but I do like her consistency. I like her boldness, and I think she's highly intelligent, and she always, to me, stays true to who she is. So yeah, I do like her.
And everybody that I missed.
Yeah, the system is rigged. Yeah, but I told you I'd be the reason why I vote. I vote because of the history and the meaning behind it. Hey, Young Riaz, good to see you. And I remember when, my grandparents used to talk about it, and how, they weren't able to, they used to, was not able to vote, like I said, until 1965. And we were able, to vote. Blacks, were able to vote.
And then you think about it, Selena, too. I'm glad you brought that up because you made a great point. There was a time when we were not allowed to vote at all. And so even when they did start to allow, you see, it's a crazy word, but that's what they did, allow us to vote. We still didn't have those rights. See, this is what people don't understand. When they even passed that law that we were able to vote, there still was a lot of women that were not able to go to the polls and vote on anything. And especially in the southern states where they had the Jim Crow still going on. A lot of women escaped to northern states, basically for their rights, for a sense of freedom. So people have to check their history. This right here, it wasn't always afforded to us because we were not even considered a people. You feel what I'm saying?
Exactly. Less than a human.
Absolutely.
And that's why I do what I do. It's not so much because, I believe the system is rigged to a certain extent as well. I'm not going to lie to you because a lot of this stuff, like I said, you have some certain people in places because they were predestined to be there. Because of the families that they are connected to or in. So I get that. But I also understand the history behind it and how we, like you were saying, seeing less than just a human to not have the right to have the choice to vote, I think was very inhumane. And our people, our ancestors went through so much just for us to have some of the liberties that we have today. That's why I do what I do on certain things. But yeah, I really, Daily Wire, I'm pretty sure that she is going to be great. Candace seems like she is a person that is determined and she doesn't give up easily. And I believe that, her path is already set for her. And she's just walking in it. Some things in life, when doors close, that's not necessarily a bad thing. When doors are closed, sometimes that's the best thing that could ever happen to us.
You better say that again louder for the people in the back.
Yeah, sometimes when some doors are closed,
Selena, we can't like, we be mad. You hear me? We be mad. Like, Lord, I know they closed that door that had wanted opening things. But
right.
I mean,
that's not
something better for you. He be preparing something better to you, bigger than your wildest dreams. Like I said, even with the storms that been blowing, baby girl. I'm gonna touching on my live. When I'm telling you that man been working, he been working overtime in my life. When I'm telling you, I am so grateful. I am so grateful that doors closed that needed to be closed. You hear what I'm telling you? So sometimes we gotta sit back and let this man do his thing, honey. It ain't even for us to be worrying about. And that's what I learned throughout this entire process. Sometimes you just gotta be still. We gotta be still sometimes, Selena. I learned.
Right. And you're right about it. We do have to be still. And you're right, IB. Some doors need to be closed and locked,
right,
and
IB?
and
Close, lock,
never,
and throw that key away, all the way in the ocean.
yeah, and never to be returned.
Yes.
ask the mayor of Chicago about open doors. I'd be a mess. But yeah, like I said, I think that this door was closed for her. And it's not, and it's going to be a great thing for her because she'll be able to focus on, she has a channel as well, a YouTube channel that I'm also subscribed to. Like Games and Rep said, she has over 2 million subs already. So she is already have a very large platform, and she'll continue to keep being a great influence in whatever she does. Because like I said, she's one of these people that people hate because she speaks, and she speaks with so much authority, and she knows what she's talking about. She doesn't.
She commands a room when she walks in.
Yes, she does.
From her, she commands the room when she walks in with her little petite self, and they see her like, who this girl? And she gets talking, and they be like, whoa. And she make you stand at attention. I'm sorry, she does. They can be mad about it all they want to, but she does everything that I've seen her do personally. Like I said, even if I didn't agree with everything she was stating at the moment, she commanded their attention in some of the rooms with some of the biggest bullies, as I called them.
I think so too. And like the Republican was trying to, basically play back her remark to make her seem like she's, a white, trying to, I guess, side with white supremacists or whatever. And to make her seem like she's agreeing with Adolf Hitler. And I'm like, y'all are just proving her point. Y'all basically are just trying to find any type of roadblock to get people to view her in a disdained way, as if she's a racist or she's she enjoys saying anti-Semitic things, or she says they're just constantly throwing things at this girl.
And you nail on the head, Selena, when you said that. That's the way people are, and it's so ratchet. Because when you think about it, in our daily lives, we may deal with similar things, especially on this app. Good gosh, especially on this app. So many people are not free thinkers and cannot think for themselves. Like I said, one little here comes the herd. Like, oh my God, nobody rattled no bell and said, come over. Like, come on, it's so weird to me. Like I said, and that's what they try to do with her. They really try to, I think, railroad her. That don't agree with the things that she says, they try to railroad her. It's never trying to be a one-on-one, let's have an actual real conversation. It's always they trying to over talk her or put her down as far as like she's not intellectual, and they know that they can't win that fight because this woman, like I said, is extremely intelligent. She speaks very well, very eloquently, and you can tell she knows what she's talking about. She didn't aware. You know what I'm saying?
And if she don't know, she'll tell you she doesn't know.
Exactly.
Really says when people don't like a person, they'll push any narrative about them. Correct. Correct. And that's why I told y'all from the beginning, listen to people for yourself. Don't let me or anyone else sway the narrative or sway our opinion to make you think otherwise. See a person for yourself, hear a person for yourself, and then make your judgment on that. Don't go with what somebody, even if it's somebody you like and you respect. Listen to a person and research for yourself. The worst way that I see, not only on here, but in general, just in society, people go by what other people say.
Exactly.
You can't do that. And see, this is why so many people jump on the bandwagon, and then when other things come out, then you're like, oh, I didn't know that part. Right. You jumped on the bandwagon because it was somebody you like said this, so you went along with it rather than researching it and listening for yourself. That's the biggest mistake that people do.
And that's the thing that a lot of people do. Like, they won't have no backstory, no clues.
No.
And they would just dive out there, and then they look crazy in the end. You can't do that. You got to make sure you got your ducks in a row.
Exactly. The Palestinians and Muslims are Semites as well. That is what I need Candace and the likes to say. Okay, yeah, they're definitely Palestinians and Muslim are Semites. Now the Palestinians, is it Palestinians? Am I pronouncing that correctly?
Yeah, you're saying it right.
Okay. Muslims are Semites. Now I know the and then also stems in biblical days, Jacob and Esau. This is where these tribes, they have the Jewish and the Muslims. They basically have the same ancestry, because they came from two brothers, Jacob and Esau, and they have been fighting from the very beginning. Actually, it's Jacob and Ishmael that the war between two nations kind of started, and then after that, then it was the Jacob and Esau. But that's going back into the biblical part of it. But these people, the Jewish community, Muslim community, they have been fighting for a while, from the beginning of time, over that land. Esau stole the birthright. No, Jacob stole the birthright from Esau, and Esau was said to, I believe, I think his descendants were the Palestinians, I believe. I have to go back and look at that again. I had it. I studied that long time ago. And okay, you said, Selena, that Ishmael is the father of the Arabs. Okay, and Islam. Okay. Yeah, but like I said, Ishmael and Isaac were two brothers, and their nations have been fighting from the beginning of time, biblical times.
Yeah.
So, and it's continued to, and it's all about that land over there in then Israel. So it will not stop until as believers, we believe as Christ returns. Now, so the Jewish, they're still waiting on their Christ or whatever to come, their Savior to come. Now the Muslims, I'm not really sure. I guess maybe they will be waiting on Prophet Muhammad to come back or to bring peace to the world. I'm not really sure. I have to do some research about that. Maybe Young Riaz can kind of fill me in on that part. But Israel is a nation of tribes with no land. It seemed like it. Yes, indeed, because we are and I don't want to get into that, because then we'll go down a rabbit hole. So I'm going to save that and do some more research on that. But they always used to say that really the African Americans are the real Israelites. I say Israelites. Yeah, Israelites. They said that we are the true Israelites, but I don't know. I really don't. So I don't know. Like I said, this is a lot if I keep going, I'll go into a rabbit hole, and I just want to make sure that I'm speaking the right thing. I know they said the Black Americans that are over here are the tribe of Judah. Selena, I believe that Jesus will return, but also Iman Ahadai. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly. is coming back. So is he another Christ? Is that the Christ to you guys? Or I don't know. Maybe you might want to explain that. I'm gonna play a little bit of this and I'm gonna get ready to go because I'm starting to be tired tongue. Like I said, Israelite.
Israelite.
Girl, I'm just Israelites. Israel, just Israel. I can tell I'm getting tired. I am so tired. But let me play this real quick.
Hero, because he had to sign the Civil Rights Act, essentially with a figurative gun to his head because the country was on fire. You know, JFK had just died, and there were riots in the streets protesting because of racism, and he did not want to sign it, but he did. And with the other hand, he signed the Great Society Act and incentivized welfareism and, you know, programs to incentivize not marrying Black men. You know, to think that we had government agents knocking on the door, going into the homes of Black women and being like, there better not be a man that lives here. We're just here to check to make sure if you want this.
See, this is where that's going. You're when they started getting welfare in the 1960s, I believe. When did JFK die? Did he die in 1965 or 1966?
I think it was 66. I think
66. Okay. So when he, you know, he signed that, you know, for the people, you know, especially Black women that were on welfare, they could not have a man in the house. So that was the number one thing. They did not want Black women to be married on welfare. So they did not want a man in the house. So they wanted the Black women to rely on the government. And that, you know, traditionally, the man was the one that was to be the lead of the house, the head of the household that supplied for his household. So they wanted to take the man out of the household and they wanted this Black woman to rely on the government. If you want help, if you want us to help you, you can't have no man in this house.
And that's true. That's true because I've assisted a few women in the past, right? One of them lost their place because their child's father had moved here from another state, right? And found out the child's father was living there and she lost all of her benefits. Like, so the same thing that was going on then is going on now. They don't want you to have a man in the house. Like you said, if you want the picket fence, the dog, the EBT, the Medicaid, anything the government wants to give you, you're going to have to do it. Be single mother struggling, period. They're like, we're not helping you. We don't care. Like, I mean, that's just the reality of the situation because I've assisted a lot of women, even a couple of fathers, similar situation. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, if you don't want anything, what the government does is this. If you go to school, you're penalized. If you get a job and you're making more money and you're working over 30 hours a week, you're penalized. I know a young lady who went from working 20 hours a week. She was at her job at Walmart for a year, right? She got a raise as a CSM manager, right? And she was working 35 hours a week. She lost her Medicaid and her food stamps went from $400 to $157 a month because they told her that she was over the maximum poverty level. And she has 3 children, two that are 2 years old and another 4-year-old. But they told her, you know what, girl, hold up. You're doing way too much. And then she went back to college and her worker, she showed me the letter. She was sanctioned. It's something called a sanction. She was sanctioned because the lady told her, her worker said, we don't require you to go to work and go to school. You need to be concentrating on your job. Who says that? Why are you to further her education so that she can provide a better, more stability for her children? That's the weirdest thing that I've ever seen. But the government is designed that way. Unfortunately, they will give you what you need as long as you don't do nothing for yourself. Like I said, I've never been on that stuff, but I know people that have. And the thing is, like I said, as long as you're willing to adapt and conform and not do anything but the bare minimum, you can stay there. You can have 5, 6 kids, 5, 6 baby daddies. Guess what? We're going to pay your rent, your utilities, everything else. You're fine. Live the American dream. But as soon as you step out for 1 minute and get a second job, want to further your education, you're going to be penalized. And it's sad, but that's the way the system is set up. It's not set up for you to win. It's set up for you to fail.
Exactly. And you said, so they're still doing that now. You can't have you can't have a husband and
absolutely not. Because see, the thing is, when you have, if you have a man in a home, like a young lady lives in the Richmond area, right? And what happened was, like I said, her boyfriend at the time was also the father of her kids. He was out of state working on cargo ships and stuff, right? So when he came back in the state, of course, you know, he want to move with his family. They found out because they do, they have to go through things when you have Section 8 and all these other things called walkthroughs, right? So the people have to come through your house. Sometimes they do it on a every 2-month basis. And they found some of his work boots and stuff there, and they confronted her about it. You have a man staying in the house, this, that, and the third, and they took her Section 8 voucher away.
What?
She was in a 3-bedroom house with her children. They took her Section 8 voucher away because by law, they state that you can't have a man or anyone living in your home, period. So like I said, the system is not designed for people to make it. And that's why I tell all these women, if you are blessed, listen clearly for the people in the back. If you are blessed to be getting assistance from the government, whether it's housing, whatever, I've never got any of that stuff. But if you are blessed to get it, be smart, work, stack your money. Don't keep thinking that the government is going to take care of you forever. Because one thing about it, Republicans and Democrats have been fighting about this for the last couple of years. If you're paying attention, they want to remove a lot of these programs. They want to remove a lot of the funding. So guess what? If they decide tomorrow to stop paying your Section 8 rent, you're going to be outside. If they decide tomorrow to put you out of this public housing because, hey, they say we can make more money instead of public housing if we turn these into condominiums and charge people $3,500 a month, that's going to leave you and your children with nowhere to go. So I'm not saying, ladies and gentlemen, if you need assistance, don't get it. What I'm saying is don't abuse it. Use it wisely. Use it as a stepping stone. Do not use it as a crutch. The problem with a lot of us, and I do say us, is we use it as a crutch. That is going to put yourself in a horrible, horrible situation. Because by the time they send you that letter and say, hey, guess what? Someone brought us out. We're no longer accepting Section 8. What are you going to do in 30 days? What are you doing in 60 days? If you were depending on them and your rent was $1,000 and they paid $1,000, or suppose it was $1,500 and you only were responsible for $500 and now you're responsible for $1,500. What are you going to do?
My Lord.
You need to think. Forget the lashes, forget the nails, forget the wigs, forget going to the club, turning up every day. No, turn the fuck down. Because
I know that's right.
It's saving your money. The government is not never put these programs in place because they care about you. Let's keep it P. Everybody that they're assisting, they're getting federal grants, federal money, sometimes on a quarterly basis, semi-annual basis. That's why it's important to know what's going on in your individual states, in your individual towns. I know this because I'm there. I'm in the meetings. I know what's going on. People are not paying attention, like I said, because they get comfortable and they get complacent. Stop being complacent, because your comfortability is going to be ripped from underneath you in a blink of an eye. Don't put yourself in a situation where you don't have to be. Like I said, I've been on WIC. I grew up on food stamps. I was one of those kids back in the day when the food stamps was paper money. Okay. Know how the program works. However, people get comfortable with it. Don't get comfortable with this, y'all, because they get sick and tired of y'all asses. I'm letting you know right now. They are.
Speaking nothing but facts, right, Bernard? Man, I mean, you said a lot. You said a handful right there. You said a handful. I'm gonna play a little bit more.
Check. Dad can't be home. Every other ill that Black America is facing today is because we've removed fathers from the home. So I'm like a big, I use my platform to talk about men a lot and the need for male leadership, everything that is so harmful, this, Me Too, false feminism, all of this crap. It's anti-man, and it's anti-man for a reason, because a society cannot survive without strong men. A household cannot survive without strong men. We need strong men to lead homes. And so the fracturing of the Black family, I think, was the test. Like we were the mice in the experiment. Like, let's see how that goes. And now they're kind of doing that writ large. And I hate feminism so much. I can't even tell you, because what it's about is it's just an attack on men. Despite the fact that there's been trillions of dollars since the establishment of welfare, Black Americans are poorer today than we were before it. People don't know this, but during the time of Jim Crow, before welfare was established in the 1950s, Black Americans were actually outpacing white Americans in this country in terms of economic growth.
We also had the highest marriage rate at a rate of about 80%.
Yeah, I agree. Like back then, a lot a lot of people were married. Our grandparents were married, great grandparents, uncles, aunties. People believed in marriage, and there was always a man in the household.
And they were big on marriage back then.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Exactly. I'm gonna play a little bit more.
We had good values. The government only wants to give you the bare minimum, but where's the rest of the money? Where is it going? They sign these bills making you think that this money is going to you. It's not. They are stealing from the American people. If you listen to what I'm actually saying, I'm sitting here providing a blueprint for Black Americans to get ahead, because it's time. Okay, it's time. We've been doing this for a very long time in this country. Black America, wake up. Okay, they don't like you. They don't like us. Okay, there's not America has
America.
Yeah, like
let me just pause the track real quick.
See, she said it. She said that.
So why they mad, Selena? I'm telling you, like I said, I don't agree with everything Candace says, but listen to everything that she stated just then. She didn't tell one lie. Okay, listen to what she said. She didn't tell a lie. They're mad because they can't. You want the truth? You can't handle the damn truth. They're mad because she did not lie. She did not lie. Everything that she stated, the way it was set up, the construct, even the projects. It was a project. Get it? It was a project. So no, the big corporations didn't have problems with everybody moving pounds and weight through the projects. It was a project. The only difference now is they tax you. And you know how they tax you? They tax you by sending you to jail. They tax you by trumping up charges, or they tax you by you going to your grave. That's the only you have to pay them. That's why now in so many states, you think about it, Selena, when we were growing up, weed was not legal anywhere around here, right? Look how many states now weed is legal. But the only difference is, guess what? You pay taxes on it. They got dispensaries everywhere. Even where I live, there are about 10 dispensaries within 10 minutes of my home. No joke. Okay. But guess what? The government does not care. You know why? They're like, hey, you can go ahead and buy your dub. You can go ahead and buy your bud. Just give us some tax money on it. Right. It's all a big corporation. Both parties is a corporation. The government is a corporation. The schools is a corporation. All of this stuff is a corporation, and it boils down to the dollar. This is what people don't understand. Some of these people are willing to do whatever at whatever cost for the dollar, even if it's breaking your families apart. There are not all bad Black men. There are not all bad Black fathers. I would not sit here and say that, because that's an absolute lie, because mine is. You know what I'm saying? I know some good Black fathers, good hardworking men that take care of their families, that respect Black women, that stand up as a man and do what they have to do every day for their families. It's not everybody. So you have to understand, when she was talking about certain things, only you're getting in your feelings if you feel you fit into that category. That you're taking it. We're talking about feelings again. These feelings, take your feelings out of it and listen to what she's saying.
Exactly. They can't take the feelings, but she is speaking some hard truths, and that's just what that is. Whether you like her or not, she be speaking some hard truths that we as Black people need to hear, and not just Black people, just for us all as being human beings.
Exactly.
I mean, it is, you know, the truth, it doesn't have color on the truth, you know. So, hey, Real Chase, what's up, peep gang? Good to see you guys.
Hey, peep game.
Yeah. And guys, I don't know the mods that's in here. If y'all could, if I have any mods, put Miss Coco. I think Coco, you a mod. I don't know if you know how to put your.
I don't know how to do it from here. Though, look, I still have to learn all this past Selena. Ain't that a damn shame?
Yeah, that's okay. I don't. If it's somebody else in the mod, y'all sub up to I think Atmosphere, Realist, if you still in here, can you put Miss Coco's link, Real Chase? Who else has a Peep Gang has a channel? Please put people's channels in here.
Chase over there kicking ass the other night on the game, right, girl? I be laughing, look, because I be watching on my big screen, right, and delivering my 70-inch, right, and I be hollering at the screen like Chase can hear me. I'm like, kick their ass, Chase, get them. I said, I'm gonna jump their ass.
Yeah, he love to clown me about my boots, boy. He be clowning me on there. I had some snakeskin boots, boy. He clowned me about the boots. He said them hot girl boots. That's what he called them.
My boo,
He's a mess.
you gonna have hot girl summer, sis. I know that's right, 'cause I am. I'm about to be born in June. I'm gonna have hot girl summer. I'm wearing my dates. I ain't worn it in 20 years. I don't get no dams. Okay, yes, I'm having a hot girl summer.
Yeah. Well, honey, yeah, Texas, baby.
That's right, Texas in the house, baby.
Yes. I would play a little bit more, but I was getting sleepy, y'all. I can't even say Israelites. I couldn't say it earlier, so I knew then. Now I can say it, Israelites. But I'm getting a little sleepy, and I got to get up in the morning and be with these little children. And I need my rest. So, guys, Miss Coco, I had a wonderful time. You helped me.
Amazing time with you, sis. Thank you so much for allowing me to grace your panel.
And you're always
children and depositions and stuff. But I'll be back live this week.
Oh, what day?
Letting my hair flow, girl. Been letting my hair flow on Thursday at 7 p.m.
Okay, so
but I would definitely, I'm always, girl, I'm always checking, girl, even from riding in the truck, girl, and I be laughing so hard sometimes. People in traffic be looking at me like I'm crazy and shit. I be loud, right? I'll play you and shit when I'm riding in the truck. They be like, what the fuck she laughing at? I play, mind your business. Just mad.
Well, and I'm gonna tell more people about you, and I'm gonna also keep sharing your lives. If you put your live up, I definitely will share it on my community wall. Because I
appreciate you as always, boo. You already know what it is. Like I said from the very beginning with me, I don't give a damn about nobody else. I'm talking about me individually. Mm-hmm. You have been always a real one. And that's one thing I can say about beautiful Miss Helena. You have always been solid from day one, like I said, because I've touched bases with you on a couple of things, and you just kept it all the way P with me. And it was just nothing to do with nobody else, just me. Mm-hmm. It was just me. And you kept it all the way real, like I said. And for that, yeah, you got my ultimate respect and love, point blank, period. Like I said, I don't give a damn what nobody else talking about. They ain't got nothing to do with me, but I'm talking about on a personal basis, me, not just as a content creator, but as a woman, period. I really respect that about you. I love that about you, like I said, and I love to see you winning. I love to see you keep doing your thing. And that's what the fuck it is. Like I said, stand in your truth, always be you, stand for you, because if you don't stand for you, you're going to fall for every motherfucking thing. And I ain't never seen you fall, so I'm not going to let you fall. I'm going to be on your motherfucking snake skin boots right now. I don't want to smoke your snake skin ass boots. Stay on your shit, because I got a lot of love for you. I got a lot of respect for you. And I want you to do your thing always, baby girl. So y'all have an amazing night. Salute to the chat, everybody that I missed. I will be checking y'all out.
Miss Coco.
Chase, when you beat that game next time, if you don't bring my motherfucking pork chop and my goddamn scrumps and my steak in the game, I'm letting you know there's gonna be smoking Louisiana fam. And I didn't call you out like this on Selena panel, but I seen them shrimps and I seen the steak, and you better get my pork chops. It's gonna be smoke in the city. I mean, if you want smoke, just say you want this smoke. Okay.
You a mess, Miss Coco. Now look, Miss Coco, I need you to come back. Either I'm thinking about either tomorrow.
Just let me know, because my schedule is free. My appointments and depositions are all in the morning. So if you just hit me, hit me up, shoot me a message or whatever, and I got you, sweetheart. You say less.
Yeah, because I'm doing a thing called Selena's Couch, which was IV's idea. Right. So basically it's about like a little therapy session. I'm gonna have people to come up on my platform to share their grievances, and I'm listening, if you want to respond.
I think it's dope. I think it's dope what you do. Like I said, Selena, like people don't understand, when you got your lane, you got your lane.
Right.
Like, for real, like I said, there's content creators that I support, some that don't even like each other. What they person shit is, I don't get no fucks. But let me say something about you. That right there, what you do, I've noticed the difference. And I tell you this all the time, don't I? Mm-hmm. I tell you this shit all the time. So this ain't just because you got an audience. I tell you this behind the scenes. Right. What you do and how you doing it is different. It's a little different. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I feel that I want you to always just remain true to what you're doing, sweetheart. Like I said, don't try to adapt and conform for nobody else. Do your thing. You hear the key word in? Do your thing. That's what I do. Don't switch up for nobody else. You ain't got to do that. Like I said, whoever gonna support you, Whoever ain't, they can go to the left. It's real easy to do, like the electric slide. Shit.
Yeah, to the left.
To the left, to the left. And my damn Beyonce voice, Texas, stand
up. That's right. Well, I'm definitely gonna let you know, or just keep if I forget, because like I said, I am doing a lot right now, just make sure you have the notifications on. So when I go
Yes, ma'am.
live, and whenever you see Selena's couch, you are more than welcome to pop up.
Get
and
over here to Selena's couch real quick, girl.
Yes,
My cute
yes,
ass
yes.
girl, lace front on this shit.
Yes, 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 honey. I'm gonna call it. It's Selena's.
I'm excited because, like I said, I think it's so dope what you do and how you do it and what you bring to the table. Like I said, I really believe that you are just a dope ass interviewer. I've told you that already. But I really just believe that you're a dope interviewer because I believe that you get into essence on an individual basis with everybody that you speak with. I see it. Like I said, even when I'm not able to make the chats or the lives, I go back and I watch the replays. I see how you interact with your guests. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that is more of an interpersonal level. And I think that's why they're so easy and open to be open with you because the way you handle the situation is not just you're talking at them, you're actually having a conversation and you're talking to them. So people don't understand that goes a very long way. A very long way. So like I said, keep doing your thing, sweetheart, and I'll be there. Salute to the chat. I'm about to go make me a rockin' cranberry real fast.
All right, sweetie.
Good night,
you have a good night. Thank you so much, beautiful.
Good night.
That's my girl, Miss Coco. Miss Coco is, like I said, she's always been a supporter of mine. Her and Tough Love, they've always supported me first starting out. So I thank them for that. But Coco has always been just like Candace. She's always going to speak her mind and she's very consistent. So I appreciate people like that. And I love people like that. So those are the dangers of speaking your mind. Will get you counseled. But at the end of the day, you can go to sleep knowing that you have been yourself and that you are true to your convictions and you are not lying to yourself. And that is the worst thing to ever do, to lie to yourself, to deny who you are because you're afraid of what people will say or think. That is the worst. So guys, be yourself, speak your truth, and it's okay to stand out and it's okay to be picked on because when you stand out, you definitely will be picked on. So you guys, y'all have a wonderful day. Stay true Stay true to your convictions and don't be afraid to speak your mind, regardless of the backlash that you will receive. That is the basis of this show, this live. And Candace Owen haters, please don't come over here. Like I say, I don't agree with everyone 100% of the time, but what I do agree with is her consistency and her boldness and her intelligence. So I admire that for sure. So you guys have a blessed night. And remember, I don't have to know you to love you. Please sub up to Miss Coco. Realist is also a content creator as well. Young Riaz is also a content creator. Let's see who else. I think P Gang was in here. Real Chase Bank. Thank you, Atmosphere, for coming. I know you be in the bushes a lot of times. So thank you for coming through. Thank you, IB, for giving me that idea. I think it's going to take me all the way up to the top, IB, Selena's couch. I really believe it in my heart. So thank you for that idea. I will always say IB gave me that idea. So you guys have a wonderful night. And remember, I don't have to know you to love you. Y'all have a good day tomorrow, please, and be safe. Good night. Bye.